All right, guys, got this little 1100 from Jason, United States Air Force, out in Clovis, New Mexico. Kind of cool little lock. Nice strong spring on the shackle. I do have a key for it inside of the sealed envelope. I can feel it through there, so it doesn't feel like there's anything else in there, but I'm going to leave that sealed. Hopefully won't need that. These little American... Oh. All right, look, so Jason looks like he's used a Dremel tool to deprive me of the ability, I think, to use my top of the keyway. Yep. I don't know if this is coming through on the camera, but the whole front of that has been wallowed out with a Dremel tool. There's just enough meat left to hold that first pin in place. So when I try to stick the top of the keyway tensioner in there, there's just enough for it to roll around. I think Jason learned what I like to do, and he's trying to deprive me of it. I can use bottom of the keyway, but because Jason doesn't want me to use top of the keyway, that's what I think I'm going to have to figure out. Maybe I can take this little serrated guy. Nope. Let me try his big brother. See if he works. All right, I think that will work. I'm going to have to put it in a vise and it's kind of precariously balanced there. I'm doing it because Jason doesn't want me to. Now, what I could do probably, because I really don't need to use the bottom of that keyway, I could probably take a bottom of the keyway and put it in there, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be adversarial here. Let me clamp it up, figure out if I can fit that wide serrated one in there, and then we'll go with that. All right, that is not ideal. It's kind of cockeyed in there, but it does kind of hang there. I believe it's going to let me get enough tension on it. So let's just try it. I am going to try, as I do with all Americans, bottom of the keyway with this little guy. 15 thousandths, medium hook. Get in there. I'm counting to 6, but there's something on the bottom. There's something right in the bottom here. Hold on. Yep, Jason's got something stuck in the bottom of the keyway there. I don't know what that's all about. Probably figured I was going to have to use bottom of the keyway. I don't know. I think we can make this work. It does fit. It's tight, but it does fit. Get in there. All right, light tension. Let me zoom in a little bit here. This may not have a shield in it, but this is about picking, not about bypassing, right? Okay, that was pin 1, little click. Definitely some serrations in this thing. And get in there. Whatever he put in the bottom, definitely getting in the way. Okay, that is a very deep fault set. I'm going to hold this with the pick. My tensioner's starting to twist its way out of there. Get in there. That's about as good as it's going to get. Counter rotation there on pin 3, right where that obstruction is. Oh. Okay, I think we got that guy. Looks like that obstruction is right near a low cut pin. And I'm sure that's part of Jason's plan. That's pin 4, a little bit of counter rotation. Just checking everybody else. Counter rotation. And there we go. All right. Come out of there. No, it doesn't want to come out. All right, well, as I said, we probably could have bypassed this thing. I felt that pick going quite a ways. And probably could have bypass it, but this is, let's call this a pick job. What do you say? All right, let's take it apart. I want to see what that the obstruction is. It looks like Jason deliberately wallowed that out on top, forcing me to use a bottom of the Keyway. But if I had done that, then that would have blocked his obstruction. I think. Let's take a look. See what we got. All right, let's first take a look at the key. Let's go ahead and lock it back up. Key. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Well, there was a note. There's the half of it. There's the other half of it. When you know it. Come out of there. This one. All right, well, it's one of these, and I think I know which one it is. It's got to be that guy. Let's just, for the heck of it, try the original key. And he does. He gets stuck at exactly the halfway point. So clearly there's an obstruction right there in the bottom, right around pin number 3. And what he's done, it's exactly the same bitting, but he's filed off the bottom of that key right there. And see if we can get him to work. We got to be very careful, Bill. Very thin key. You don't want to bust it. It does work perfectly. Doesn't drag or anything. That's just what we're after. What a cool idea. All right. Let's bust it open. See what Jason put inside it. Get all this stuff out of here. Get that out of here. Get that zoomed out. All right, need a screw stick. Come out, come out. Okay, there was no anti-bypass wafer in there, so we could have bypassed it, but I'm glad we didn't. That's a last resort anyway, right? All right, let's pull that clip off. Whoops. Let's take that key. That is very smooth. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me find a... See if that will work. Yep. Got a little gap there, though. Well, let's try it. I felt that with my finger. We knew something was there. I didn't know there were two. I only felt one. But you can see how, oops, well, what is that? It's just a little filed piece of brass that he filed a groove, or a couple of grooves, it looks like. And he just cut a little semicircle there to fit into the groove, so it would fit in the core. And now the key, I'm trying to keep those pins from falling out, but you can see what happens. He cut that piece of key off to get around those two obstructions that he built into the core. Very neat idea. See if we can get this out of here. All right, what do we got? We got some weird filing there on pin number 5. And that's the only weirdness I see so far. Okay, we have a homemade, it looks like a spool, but it is not a key pin. It is a driver pin in the key pin position. We have a serrated, that is a key pin, a commercial one. Number 3, commercial serrated. Number 4, commercial serrated. Number 5, the one with the filed down, that is a homemade something or other, a little homemade spool. And number 6, these things are tiny. You forget how small these American / Masters are. And we got a couple of serrations in there too. It looks like number 1 and number 4 are threaded. I don't understand why that's filed though. Maybe it'll become clearer when we keep digging into this. Let me set these two little wafers here, because I want to definitely put those back. Those, if you're not expecting those, that'll mess you up. Luckily I had a flashlight. All right. Chamber 1. Try to do this through the camera. That guy didn't even pop up. Yeah, he's not doing anything. He's hung up there. The spring just barely pushes him to the shear line, so he's almost like pre-picked. Where'd those tweezers go? He's a little tiny spool, homemade. I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to need glasses, guys. Very nice. Very sharp edges on that guy. And spring. There's a spring. There he is. All right, number 2. Commercial serrated. With a steel spring. Number 3. Okay, we got another pin just barely breaking the shear line, but he does break as a very weak spring on this guy. And let's see what he is. He's another commercial serrated with another small brass spring. Number 4. Popped up pretty good. We have a serrated spool with a steel spring, so we are varying the tension on the pins. That's good. Okay, I'm pulling out number 6 now, hopefully. Oh, okay, well, number 6 is a serrated spool, and number 5 partially popped out there. That is a, what is he? Looks like a homemade spool. I'm going to try to take out the spring for 6 first. There he is, a little steel guy, and I'll bet you this is a brass one in 5. Yep, there we go. Exactly what we were looking for. All right, looking down the side of here. Get a flashlight. Looking at serrated on 1. Sorry, let me flip it around the correct way. 1, 3, and 6, all serrated. Everything else looks pretty standard. And we look at the top of this, try to do it without the flashlight. You can see a little bit of threading in there, definitely on him. It looks like there might be some deception going on here. Some of these look like they've been wallowed out by Jacob. Did you do that on purpose? Makes me believe that they're all threaded, but in fact they're not. 1, 3, I think. 1, 3, and 6 threaded. All the rest are standard. All right, guys, there you go. Jake, I got to say, Jacob, this is a pretty good job. Had me going. I think that's a really neat idea to obstruct the keyway. Kind of unusual. But I ran into it with a pick, and I luckily had a flashlight that was working today, and I was able to take a look at it. Here's what we're looking at. On the bottom, we have pretty much a homemade spool that is not a key pin, though. Kind of throw things up, change things up a little bit, and then the rest of these are 3 commercial serrated. We have a homemade spool, also not a key pin, just a regular spool, and then a normal key pin on number 6. Upstairs, homemade spool, 2 commercial serrateds, a commercial serrated spool, homemade spool, and the last one is a commercial serrated spool. And then we varied the tension on the springs, weak, strong, weak, strong. So pretty good idea on that. Anyway, Jacob, for a challenge lock, great effort. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you sending it in. Everybody else, stay safe, stay legal, guys.